take a second. Look outside. Do you see the grass? The trees? You see the sky? Theme parks? Yeah. Forget all of it. Because Bonelabs is out and it's all you'll ever need. Let's go, Bonelabs. Let's do this. The best game of all time. And that's according to me and my impeccable judgment. It's time to...
Were you doing that thing where you mumble scripts to yourself again?
No. New topic.
Where are we? Some kind of chamber. Maybe we should...
Well. Look who's awake. Welcome to your final adventure. As you can see, this chamber is one room in a
Green?
labyrinth designed
Red?
to leave you nothing.
Can I relentlessly mock him?
I don't see why not.
And as you can see, I'm in full
Oi!
control.
You stop messing around with your mediocre Zoom call filters in the middle of a kidnapping? What's with the witness protection shadow? Or is it you're so embarrassed by your face as much as you should be by this room? There's no style, there's no flair, and most crucially, there's no craftsmanship. God, that's like the second worst kidnapping I've been in. The only reason it's not first is because there's no bag involved.
About that.
Oh, this means war.
How?
How dare you! I was trying to keep an air of theatrics about this. You weren't supposed to know your kidnapper's appearance. It ruins the tension.
Oh, God, I set off a theater kid.
If you want to zone out and mumble to yourself, I'll give you a tap when he finishes monologuing.
Sweet. Give me the fast version when I zone back in. Bonelabs, as the name implies, is the sequel to Boneworks. So that means a few things. You've got a body, physics, and cool-ass weapons. But what does Bonelabs add? Well, a whole bunch of things I'll be covering throughout this video. But first, let's start with the story. And heads up, this whole video is laced with spoilers. If you have a problem with that, then leave while you can and play this game unspoiled if possible. Boneworks started with a cutscene and a simple throwing puzzle. So how does Bonelabs start? Oh my. Bonelabs has such an incredibly odd introduction, with you starting in this medieval-looking place before it quickly gives way to the same kind of environments we saw in Boneworks. Quickly, things get stranger and stranger, and once you enter this elevator, everything gets even weirder. And by weirder, I mean the game grinds to a halt and you can't make progress with the story until you enter each of these booths to make these beams glow and then use this giant crane to pick up the balls and put them on the things, and then you house all 6 of them and you can open the quarantine door and continue the story. Well, that's certainly strange, but now we're back to classic Boneworks. Puzzle solving, gun combat, holy crap, a shotgun. And now onto this level which... Wait, my theme park senses are tingling. Oh my god, this is gonna be the best game of all time. Actually, a quick detour. The music in this game, man. It's all over the place in the best way possible. There's a little bit of everything here. So you can ride vehicles now. That's good. And the way they chose to show you this was by giving you an on-rail shooter minigame in VR. I take it back, this was so worth the wait. This is the best thing ever, even though my aim is horrible. Wait a second. Okay, I'm here now. Back to Boneworks, I suppose. Classic hallway shooting fun. This is where Bonelabs thrives, these tight hallways where you're pinned down against the whole fleet of these mono-projecto guys. It's amazing, but as fast as the fun comes, it goes. But don't worry, I'm sure this game is going to be more of Boneworks style fun. What the fuck? So you meet the giant Asian man, also known as Jimmy. He gives you the Omnitrix from Ben 10 and sends you on your merry way. And it's at this point that Bonelabs shows you just how strange things can get.
So if you're going to insult my craftsmanship, I'll happily come down there and craft a spike through your head. Now solve this puzzle. Mute microphone.
You're letting them get you already?
Nope, just making them think they got to me. It's all part of my immaculate plan.
Did your immaculate plan involve kidnapping with a +1?
Again with this?
What do you mean again with this? You weren't supposed to kidnap Green, he's legally a citizen.
It was more theatrical to bring YuxaRedd along. They're barely hiding their malice for each other.
Huh?
Remember the lawsuit, Crumb in the Disguise? We drove a wedge between YuxaRedd and YuxaRedd? Everything we have on YuxaRedd's personality, which, by the way, immaculate documentation, well done, implies that he's terrible at resolving conflicts. We just need to bring those emotions to the surface.
Man, this is the most boring life or death situation I've ever been in.
Don't let your guard down. Something tells me this is only the beginning.
So, what is Bonelab's new gimmick that makes it so unique? Simple. You could be anyone of any size, any strength. You could be anyone or anything you want to be. So, who to be first? The first character you're shown is Strong, and they demonstrate this by giving you what I would describe as virtual reality Hotline Miami, and you punch and or shoot your way through the streets with your newfound powers. Meanwhile, the soundtrack goes absolutely bonkers in the background. Jesus Christ! Strong is a good first character to introduce the concepts of changing body to you, since he's got nothing particularly crazy going on, except for his majestic man honkers. Damn, this man's got some pecs on him. But otherwise, yeah, totally fair and reasonable way to introduce the concepts. What's next?
Oh my.
Well, ignoring the design choices, this level is all about parkour, kind of, I guess. Though it is a little bit annoying, since every time you try to look down, you're confronted with Now, this doesn't mean the level is bad, it's a totally serviceable level to introduce how fast and parkoury you are now. I enjoy it. I would have enjoyed it more if every time I looked down I didn't see Oh yeah, and while writing this script, the game got another round of tweaks, so now there's a helicopter here and enemies you can fight. I may not have personally enjoyed this player model. I like my character like I like my clothing, warm and covering most of my body. But I'm sure a lot of people really enjoyed this character for a number of reasons. After fast comes... this is more like it. It's not a robot, but this player model makes me very happy. He's big, metallic, and strong. He's just like me for real. This level drops you in what is essentially a very, very tame version of Doom, and lets you beat the crap out of skeletons. Plus, you get used to playing as a character with wildly different proportions to your own, since this dude is a wide fellow. Proper hefty lad. Once that's over, it's on to... am I Bingus? Now, when I played this level on launch, this level was worse. There were no directions, and it was a whole problem. And this is actually a problem with a few of the levels. It just expects you to know what's going on. I don't like looking at wikis or tutorials because it tends to spoil you on what happens next, whether it intends to or not. As such, the first time I played this level, I aimlessly floated around, and the small player model made it so much harder to get places. Thankfully, I'm more experienced now, and the game's been updated to make this level a tad more streamlined. There's also just a tool gun. While this is nice to get the player to mess around with the sandbox aspects of the game, it does also mean the player can spawn in whatever they want and just kinda keep it. Although I think they've patched this now, I wasn't fully sure. It does help you navigate the level faster. That being said, this might be my least favourite level. Dear God, no! Is it gone? Oh God, it's not gone. During my original playthrough, I actually yelped in fear here. If you didn't know, I once played VR chat and saw something I can never unsee. I can't describe it here, but just know it's burned into my mind. Seeing this anime woman, who I was now forced to become, brought those memories right back. It literally could not get worse. Oh, never mind, it can. I don't know if I messed something up or if the Oculus Rift S just doesn't cooperate well with this game, but I could not for the life of me drive this go-kart. This level is definitively my least favourite. Back to some actually fun levels, it's time to get tall. Now, on launch, this level was ridiculously difficult for some. I was honestly not that fussed about it, but that's because I was lucky. They've changed the level's gimmick to be fairer, because in the original, whenever one of these weird little things would hit you, it would randomize the character you were. Now, it just does damage. Nothing particularly special about this level. While the first two characters' levels had a lot more going on, by the time we hit this level, I just wanted to return to traditional Boneworks style gameplay. There's nothing against this character. I like this character. I like them all, except for the... yeah. But thankfully, we're back to the story now. As the giant Asian man says, we're ready for the ascent. Oh, was the interior decorator on strike or something?
I think it's one of those modular rooms with the panels being able to move around and stuff.
I guess that's pretty cool.
Whoa! Behold, the next puzzle! Find a way to stack these odd shapes to make a bridge! And one person has to hold the bridge while the other goes across!
How does the other person get across?
Oh, there's a button.
So, what's stopping me from just... hold these real quick. He's climbing the ceiling. He can do that?
How did you even do that?
A woman? Man, why didn't you use this voice changer earlier? Or did you want to sound like a chain smoker?
Oh, the microphone was still on. Mute microphone.
We need a better plan. This isn't working.
And that's why, unlike you, I always have a plan B through Z. Look at this.
Oh. Oh my.
Let's talk about the engine. Bonelabs is the 4th game from Stress Level 0, their other games being Hoverjunkers, Duck Season, and Boneworks. These were all VR games, and it's obvious with each game they intend to get better at working with VR. As such, Bonelabs has a whole engine built atop Unity to streamline the process. This is huge because it means any game Stress Level 0 makes going forward will be able to take the Marrow engine and have a solid platform to stand on for whatever crazy things they do next. And before I continue with the story, let me show you what else this game has to offer. The additional modes from Boneworks all make a return, with the Arena, Tactical Trial, and Sandbox modes all returning, plus Parkour, which is self-explanatory, Experimental, which seems to be how they test new features they intend to add to this or future games, and that's pretty fun, giving everyone access to the beta, and then there's mods. We'll come back to that. All the modes have multiple maps, and you can sink a decent amount of time into them if you feel like it. I have personally no strong feelings towards them, but they're fun for a goof or here or there. Me personally, I like having a solid story mode that's replayable and can be beaten in a lot of different ways. Like Boneworks.
So, woman, theatre kid, what's next?
I'm glad you asked. Behold, the unbeatable challenge. A challenge so nefarious, calculations show a 0% success rate.
Sure. Red, can't we just ask them what we did and talk this out? See you in a sec.
Honestly, I'm more impressed than angry. That thing looked unbeatable.
It is. I put a wall near the end, so you literally can't beat it.
But isn't that cheating?
We're here on a mission to kill YuxaRedd. You already messed things up by kidnapping Green too, which, by the way, now we have to wipe his memories and dump him on a street somewhere and made this 10 times more difficult than why is he stopped in the middle?
Is he dead? Oh, are we done?
No, he's still moving, just into the wall? How is he? Oh god, I forgot about the maintenance room!
Pardon?
There's a maintenance room in that chamber that has an override on the panels. We need to...
Oh, this is happening now.
Bonelabs' major thing that puts it above Boneworks is the addition and full support of mods. This game has modding support on both Steam and Oculus. The modding scene itself is... the game's been out for 2-ish months. While the game does support all kinds of mods, the main ones as of now are a handful of sandbox maps and a metric boatload of player models. Yeah, you can be anyone. Peter Griffin, Waluigi, the Iron Giant. Oh no, he's a bit bigger. Yeah, I can't reach the bodymod station. Oh, I'm stuck. Nice. Now, I've spoken the praises of user-generated content before, and I will again. Eventually, this game will surely have some amazing content, but unfortunately, I'm only seeing the very beginning of it as of writing this. That's why I was debating holding off on this game and covering it in a year or two, but as someone who loved Boneworks, I feel it prudent to cover Bonelab as well. Already there's some decent mods for Bonelab, such as GM Construct, a short heist level, the map from San Andreas, and the... well, it is a VR game. There's two problems I personally think may be slightly stunting Bonelabs' modding scene, so for comparison, I'm going to be using two examples. Gary's mod and Little Big Dreams for the PS4. Now, what makes a game like Dreams so encouraging to create in? Well, put simply, it's the fact that all these tools have a very low barrier to entry. You can create anything without having to go to a separate application. Everything's baked into one product. This means it's very easy to pick up, create something, and call it a day. Now, this might be a questionable example due to Dreams being a PS4 game and Bonelab being a PC game, so let me use another example. Portal 2 also has an admittedly limited in-game level editor. This functions on a blueprint system, where you make a blueprint and then the game creates it for you. You can still use H.A.M editor as an external system, but this means there's a low skill floor and high skill ceiling. With creation tools, I feel this term is very important. The other problem is more unsolvable, without doing some crazy wizard stuff. Mods and Bonelab are totally cool with each other. That part of the process is perfectly fine. It's how mods are obtained where the problem comes in. So let's compare Bonelab to probably the other most infamous mod-based game, Garry's Mod. With Garry's Mod, I find an add-on I really want, I click subscribe, I go to Garry's Mod, boom, mounted and ready. This is possible through the magic of the Steam Workshop. Now how do you add a mod in Bonelab? Well, you download it from the website, extract the zip file to a folder, type in %appdata%, find the local low folder, find stress level 0, and then boom, Bonelab, put it in the mod folder, and breathe. Now that doesn't sound very hard either, but raises the question, why not use the objectively easier Steam Workshop? Well, it has to do with Oculus. If you didn't know, you can purchase Bonelab on the Oculus Quest, and as such, products designed for the Quest have to account for the possible lack of a PC. All games are run by the headset. The catch is that this means for a game like Bonelab you have to, and I'm not kidding with this, turn on developer mode on the headset, copy a port number, find your Quest's IP address, use a simple WebSocket client, whatever the hell that means, and then send the mods from your PC to your Quest, which means you still have to download them, extract them. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's a lot of hoops to jump through, and someone who owns a Quest 2 without a decent PC to run Bonelab doesn't exactly strike me as someone who intends to get into the Bonelab modding scene. I'm probably wrong there. If you are that guy, please say. But because of the Oculus release, we couldn't get Steam Workshop support. Is it technically impressive, all of this? Yes, but it's probably making a lot of people who might be a little bit easier to give up simply give up on modding the game, which isn't too great. To summarize, Oculus is evil, and I think we should lock Mark Zuckerberg in a locker until he stops doing all this stupid metaverse crap. What did you do? The chamber creation interface was really intuitive, so I just made a tunnel straight to their weird circular central room. All the external chambers were just a big loop anyway. How'd they even build this? Looks like the chambers are a rental. Everything they added isn't though. Well, at least now it's over and we're leaving, right? Did you not hear the part about me making a tunnel straight to their...
Well, you found us. Such a shame. For you.
See, this is the part where I drop kick you in the ribs.
No, this is the part where you realize you stumbled into something bigger, something more threatening, something that while it does exist, I do not intend to tell you, because I'm using that something to stall while Redster gets the mech ready!
Okay, buddy. The what?
Let's see, baby!
Prepare to meet your doom, YuxaRedd!
Now what? Hold these?
Wait, how is he doing that?
He's running on the walls?
What do we do now?
Just focus fire on him. I'll get something heavier duty in a second.
Fast! The mech isn't turning
I
fast
know,
enough
just
to catch
give me
him.
a second. I'm just trying to find the right weapon for this.
Oh, so Yuxa Green is just standing there.
Deal with him later. YuxaRedd's the priority threat.
I guess I just... That blinking light looks important. Ascent sees you destroying the fabric of reality, pushing balls around before getting a little bit more of that classic Boneworks style gameplay, and then returning to the village where it all began. After killing everyone in your path, you find the windmill. Okay, final boss time, psych giant hand. You grab the hand and ride up to the ending. All of this death and carnage. For what?
Hey, there you are. Finally. Hey, mind giving her a push? Woohoo! All right, good job. Hop on in. We gotta be somewhere. All right. You are listening to 98.6 WCCK, Dead FM, Road Warrior Edition. And
Yeah.
this is Jay. With my
Okay,
new
that's
pal on board.
a way to end a game.
Causing a lot of trouble over
It was at this point, I, sitting in the back of a virtual reality taxi, went, that's it? Now, it's not like I hadn't played a solid game with technically impressive functions, because I had. It wasn't like I had experienced an improvement on Boneworks' core gameplay, because I just had. It wasn't like I hadn't experienced a story that took place after and built upon ideas built on Boneworks, because I just had. So why did I feel disappointed? Well, it's time for me to admit something. I made a mistake. I knew exactly what to expect from this game, but went in expecting more. I knew Stress Level Zero was an indie studio who could only do so much in a given time period, and yet I went in with the mindset of, oh boy, this will be the Half-Life 2 to the first game's Half-Life 1, and no, wildly wrong. This isn't the Half-Life 2 to Boneworks' Half-Life 1. This is the Gary's mod to Boneworks' Half-Life 2. I wanted a sequel that made everything about the original Boneworks better, but I missed one crucial detail. This game was made to show the engine. Story is irrelevant. Had they dropped you into a world and had a bunch of micro-campaigns designed to show off different mechanics, I think I would have had the same reaction. This is not Boneworks 2. This is the engine that Boneworks 2 will hopefully be built upon. I recognize that. I recognize that this disappointment is my own fault, and yet I let my hype overrule one of the most technically impressive games to have come out this year. I think that's kinda cringe. Real cringe past me. Don't let hype control you. It's cringe. Hype means nothing. Go in expecting what you're told, and nothing more.
There we go. Just gotta... Huh? Oh. Really?
Green! April!
Stop. Allow me to solve this without fighting. Fine. If you need me, I'll be over there, stealing all the cool stuff from their mech. I just saved your lives. Now I'm giving you a chance to walk away from whatever you're trying to get us involved in, because I believe in giving people a second chance. But what happens now is you go back to your boss, or your Don, or your ruler, or your shot caller, and you tell them what happened. Because next time you won't get to walk away at all.
Oh, hell yeah, apple juice.
Wait, are you drinking that? What else do you do with apple juice? Red. That's a coolant intake port. Putting apple juice in there could lead to a number of issues. Firstly, rust. Secondly, it could boil over and solidify, leading to... How long have you been drinking apple juice for?
A year or so?
How would you like to have your internal systems opened up and hit with a chisel?
Not very much.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
So, Bonelab. What do I think? Well, it's a stunning game from a technical perspective. The fact that this took 3 years makes me shudder to think as how much they had to struggle for this to function as it does. Is it perfect? No, there's problems if you look hard enough. The story is lacking a certain strength that Boneworks had, but ultimately, the way that this game should be judged is not as a sequel. This is not Stress Level Zero's magnum opus from a design perspective. This is the canvas that it will be painted on. The Marrow engine is a turning point for this franchise. Where will we go next? We'll have to wait and see. In other words, yeah, it's pretty good, man. I love me a good VR game. Let's go, baby!
Yep. Broke a few ribs. You?
My ankle feels like it's powder. One of my teeth feel loose, but that's about it.
Well, now you know that next time we won't bring a +1 to a kidnapping!
Oh, forgive me for trying to have some theatrics with it. The data on your report said that they were being driven apart.
Well, clearly something changed, but you're the one who jumped from the giant mech instead of just firing on you. Oh god, you said my name during that fight.
What are the odds they even heard that?
I can't believe you. Everything went wrong, and I don't even get why.
Well, my honest theory is that since they emulate human behavior, they might have the inherent human trait of being able to push past grudges when they fear for their lives.
That's not all scientifically proven. Oh god, it's Stretch.
What do we do? We've never failed like this before.
I don't know. I've never failed a mission, period.
Alright, I'll take full responsibility.
You insane? We don't know what he'll do.
What happened? Well,
We made several crucial mistakes in judgment. Both of us. Gary. No offense, but we all saw this coming. Wait, where's the USB? Did you not find the USB on this person? Oh, great! Of course! That USB contains some information on our next move. Guess we have to change targets now. That'll have to do. Now stretch. Can you get us out of here? I am in searing agony. Left star?
Also very much in pain, yes.